Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I want to go ahead and do the YM so we can go ahead and close out our playlist, at least for now. I want to go ahead and just kind of add just another video to it so I don't have to do it tomorrow. Got a little free time right now. So let's go ahead and tackle it. It'll probably take just a few minutes. All right. So we're not going to do this for long. Probably in the next 15 minutes, we'll have it all out the way. But as an added bonus, all right, we want to bump this up to 10. We got 9 videos in there. We want to bump it up to 10. I just did the FOMC. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the let's do the YM today so we can get it out the way and so you can kind of take a look at it this afternoon if you want to. All right. So let's go ahead and do I did the GC this morning, I did the FOMC, so we're going to do the YM. Now, in this video, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. All right, we're going to take a look at some order flow while we're doing it. So some tools that's by the platform as well as a vendor. We're going to take a look at their stuff in conjunction with the actual bar pattern. So first off, let's take a look at the YM. We're going to do it this way first, and then we're going to blow up the chart and see if any of all of that will make a difference in the trading. All right. So here's the this morning's range. Here's the overnight range. All right. So you can tell we kind of ran up there, hit that, played the bottom, played the backside, played the means here, got outside, played the bottom, and we're pushing up. All right, so that's the range. All right, so now if you want any of this information with the range and of course the price pattern, you can find it in the link below. I'm gonna have it right there for you in that playlist. You can check out the trading guide. So the price action method here is really simple. If you're going down, if you've been watching these videos this week, this is what we've been doing. Really, really simple stuff. All right. And then, of course, you got this one here. Now, this is all about the performance of the candle that's trading. All right. So the low here, not touching that mid. We got a no close here, hard stop right here. All right. So this is going to be the YM order flow slash order flow. We're going to do both. All right. So now this is, of course, the same scenario, but we're going up. All right. This high isn't touching the mid. Hard stop here. No close back beneath here. All right, so that's what you have. This is the pattern that we're looking for. So we got the NC. You can tell on the way up, we have the NC, especially after the turn down. And here's the 930. Let's go back and take a look at that real quickly here. So let's go back to 930 so you can kind of see what the pattern reward you, from the 930. All right, so we had some information here. Got the no close level, got a couple green bars there. They kind of, bang their head up against it. 930 came in right about here. They came back, got above. Well, first they jumped up, came back beneath all of the no close levels. All right. But then they had the no close beneath here. They got back above, showing some intent to move up, and then they begin to move up. All right. So now I'm gonna scroll forward. You can take a look at all the price action setups that you possibly could have took with the green bars and the levels and the no close. All right. So you can pause the video and kind of take all that in. And now what we're going to do, we're going to look at the real time for about 10 minutes, about 10, 15 minutes. We're not going to take long. All right. So we want to get the YM out the way today as well. So that way you can have all this information to go over. And again, it's just laying a foundation for someone that's beginning in their trading or have been doing it for a while and just need some refocusing. All right. So we want to make sure that you can see the information very clearly. All right. So this mid, this little black line on the candle is not touching the low. All right. So the low is not touching that mid right there. And so what we're doing is, and that's all it is, we're gauging the performance of the momentum of the bar. We wanted to see if that momentum is strong enough to force that mid, here's that black marker, beneath the low of this candle. If that's the case, it should be a no close back above this bar, hard stop there. Let's keep going in that direction. It's fluid, okay? So you can take the trade while it's moving, okay? You can do that, but at the same time, you got to understand the risk that's associated with it, all right? So they're coming back up. Again, we're in an uptrend. That's something I definitely got to tell you. We're in an uptrend. We got, of course, a trend. There's a trend here. There's not a downtrend yet. So that's something you got to kind of keep in mind, and you'll know what the trend is. You definitely go look at the playlist there. I outline what the trend is as well as market structure. But just to illustrate, here we go. We got at least 6 bars after the first one here. Okay, so we all need them to be higher. Okay, and so we got the trend, then we have the trend distance. Now, when it comes to the market turning around, let's say it wants to turn around, we don't really have much to reference. So we got this. You can break this, just don't break that. All right, so that's how that works. Now, if you want to get a little bit closer, this is not really anything here structurally, in my opinion. But if you want to get closer, you can go Depends on how many bars it take for them to get down. That's the other thing. You don't want them to turn into a trend on you. If you want to get a little bit closer, and again, this is up to you. You can say, well, you can go ahead and break all of this up here, just don't break this. Okay, you can go at it like that if you want to do it that way. Uh, it's a little bit, a little bit closer to the turn, if you ask me. And sometimes you can get into trouble being too close to where they're turning. And sometimes they can give you a little bit of a hard time. So if you back up just a bit and say, hey, but again, you don't want them to set a trend against your trend either. So that's the other part. So let's see what happens right in this area here. Let's see if they'll turn it back around. They're still above the range here. Let's see what they do. All right. So the NC, the pattern didn't play out for this bar. It didn't play out because they couldn't keep that mid below that low. All right. So you're starting to get some buy pressure right here because of that, and also what's happening off to the left. But what's really, really important, what I'm trying to stress to anyone that's trading, I see a lot of people online trading and they're making a lot of foolish mistakes with their trading. I've seen one guy this morning. I will not mention his name. I was watching him on YouTube, and big green bars, and I mean big green bars on the NQ. He decides he wants to sell, I guess the high that was up here as this big candle was coming. And before you know it, here comes another big candle and just stopping him out, And so I'm really wanting to help anyone that essentially is struggling with trading. Now, clearly he don't appear that he's not saying that he's struggling. He think it's the right thing to do, and I can't interfere with that. So I won't interfere with anyone that believes that that's the right thing to do. So it's not my not my call to tell you that your trading is not the right thing happening there. So I'm not going to do that. You would have to need the help in order for me to say anything to you about it. So he, again, feel confident and hey, this should turn around. And again, he got his channel, so he feel that that's the way to go. So I don't want to interfere with that, but I just want to make sure I say to you, if you're someone that's doing that, going against what's happening, if the market is actually trading in that direction, it's best to listen to what they're proving to you that they're willing to do. If they're going that way, they can keep going that way. You don't want to interfere with that. Allow them to turn it back around for you and prove to you that they're going to turn. That's really, really important that you do so you don't get ran over by the direction of the market, the momentum of the market again, because we can't stop the market with our size. All right. I know I can't with mine, and I don't know if you're a market maker, but I know I can't with the size I trade. I can't stop them and make them go in another direction, and so I'm not even going to try. So just wanted to put that out there again. I will not say no one's names, but I just take a notice of some things that I see people doing, and that's the reason why I want to put this information online for those that really need the help and just don't see it online, or is so convoluted with a lot of information that's so hard to understand. I don't want that for you guys. And I thank my subscribers for having joined me. I really appreciate that. Hopefully the information is becoming very, very plain and very simple for you. And you're starting to see some foundation in your trading and you're getting the results that you need. All right. So that's my main goal. So we still haven't went anywhere yet. We're still sitting here. Now, what I'm going to do while they're doing this is probably the perfect time to do this. Let's look at some order flow. All right. The thing that's got people just all over themselves about trading. All right. So let's do that. Again, there's nothing wrong with this information. I have the tools, so I'm gonna show them to you. Why not? Why not? Let's take a look at that. So I got a couple things here for you. And of course, I have the no touch up here as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of pull this over here and I'm gonna lock it on the screen here so we can kind of look at both. So this will kind of be a bonus for you. There's the bar timer here. All right. And I'll let you know what time it is. We're not going to be up here long. It's 3:37, so we're going to. Matter of fact, let me compress this information so you can see the clock too. All right, so you can kind of be aware of what the time is. I don't want you to feel as if I'm going to take too much of your time away because I'm not. All right, so there's the time, 3:37, right there. Now, here's all of that information. Here's the NC here. There's the colored bar. There's the level on the back of the bar. All right, so whatever this is telling you that I haven't already told you about price action, again, it's totally up to you. If you just want to utilize this kind of information to confirm your entries, that's totally fine. Here's a big trade. I got a big trade down here for you, and then I got the order flow dots for the platform. All right, so And these other dots is from another vendor, but I just wanted to throw some stuff up there. Now this pressure thing is mine. And here's some swings I just put up there. This standard off the platform. I could tell you how to use them on the tick. I'll do that in another time. But the swings are easy to use if you want to see what your candle really, is doing and what it's performing like, and what's the chances whether or not it could flip on you. You can use the swing and the tick, and I'll go over that one day. But here's some order flow stuff. We kind of already knew, again, based on what happened here, with this bar's low breaking beneath that pretty strong, that there was a chance that, they can go down. All right. And then of course this is the no close. Now, from up here, if you're looking at it from this particular vantage point here, I don't want to shrink this too much. So let's just, here it is right here. This the no close right here. All right. And there's the hard stop here. Now, if you want to understand all of these numbers while you're trading, again, that's totally up to you. If you're someone that can, process all this information, because it's a lot of information. I think I'm gonna be honest. I think the MZ pack footprint probably the best footprint I've ever seen in my life. These guys accounted for everything. I mean, they got everything. I wanted to make sure they ain't got none of my passwords up here. I mean, they got all the numbers that you would ever want to see. I mean, it's a lot of numbers, you guys. So it's a lot of information there. But here's the simplicity of it all. All right. So here's another setup here. Let's see what happens. Now here's the order flow. We can watch this and see what's coming up. We got the heat kind of kicking up here. The saturation of the colors are changing here. And let's see what we got down here on the bottom. We got this big trade doing something. All right, we got an arrow. We got a couple of levels, and that can work. That can work. And the order flow dots is not doing much. So let's see what we got going on here. All right, so we got a level that just popped up here. All right, let's see what we're doing. Let's see. Remember, you don't want them to pass these bars. You don't want them to go too much, past too many of them. I'll say it that way. You don't want them to go past too many of them. Here's the no close, and I've been telling you about them doing this. They'll do this too. They'll do this too, and you don't need a order flow suite to get this one. They'll have the no close price. This is the no close above price, and as you can see now, I'm gonna click the mouse. Okay, what's the high here? 34,538. All right, now what's the close here? All right, 34,538. So they closed directly on that price, even though they kicked that stop on that bar and they turned around on you. All right, so that's something you can know, and you don't have to have this information. If you don't have it to purchase, it's okay. As long as you know this price action method, you should do just fine. All right. So, but again, if you have it to purchase, whatever you're seeing here to, I guess, confirm whether or not you're willing to take that trade, there's no information out here. And I stated this before in a video. Uh, Even though we're educators, even though there's vendors, no one can definitively tell you exactly what price the market will turn on. If you can get that to work, again, I'm gonna say this one more time. If you know the exact price it'll turn on, please, for me and my subscribers and all that's watching, please leave that information below the video. I would greatly appreciate it, and definitely will utilize the information to the fullest of my advantage. I promise you I will. I will not let it go to waste. If you know what exact price the market will turn on, let me know. I'm doing the best I can to let you know certain prices that they shouldn't violate, that they shouldn't. And sometimes that don't work. So here's the instance here where that came in, but they, of course, closed above it and then they're kicking that stop. So let's see what happens with this now. Let's see if they can. Let's see if they can keep going down. Let's see. We still got the no close up here. They shouldn't get this high if they're going to keep going down, in my opinion. So let's count our bars. One, two, 3, 4, 5. There's 6. All right, so we have that trend, trying to trend down. Now, remember, I told you that this is not really what I would call, structure, in my opinion. Now, that's just, a small little base and then push. But if you want to get a jump start on your trend, yes, you can go with that. It's 2 bars in this direction. I told you I like to see at least 2 bars, at least. But this is not really of any concern, in my opinion. But there you have it. We have a trend down. They're far enough away. These two are far enough away to give this a chance to make a trend against you. So if that be the case, we'll do like this. And if this is the trend, they should go the distance of the trend. All right. So they should go the distance. That will put them down here. Okay. And again, let's look at this information over here. You'll see the NC is kind of in between the numbers. I couldn't really Well, I could have threw it like way up here, but I didn't. I just left it kind of right near the bars and the numbers. And so let's look at the information here. Now you may say, okay, well now we got a no close, we got the level, we got this level, and you got a big old dot here and all of that good stuff. You know, you can go with that if you want. Uh, you can do that. You can do that. You know, if you think that that's what's going to get it to work. I just say, hey, they shouldn't close back above here. So the closer they get to it, as long as they don't close back above here, there's a chance they'll turn around and go back down if they want to stay down. So, but having all of this show up, that again, that can, I guess, affirm to you in some degree that yeah, they're going to head this way. So let's see what they're going to do. And again, I'm going to let you go in about another 7 minutes. I just want to see if they can push down here and get past this bottom here. So this will be the YM. I'm covering the YM for you with the order flow. We're gonna do both. We're gonna put them both in here. And again, if you're an order flow trader, again, I again commend you for being able to take in all this information. Again, I think their footprint chart is amazing. And I'm not saying that to be sarcastic in any kind of way. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's just I'm not good with processing a lot of data. That's all. I'm not good at it. But I think it's beautiful that they can come up with all of this information and provide you with what you want to know. If you want to know what's happening with with delta value, all of this stuff, the speed of the tick, all I mean everything that you want to know, they got it for you. I promise you, they got it for you, and it's a wonderful, wonderful footprint chart. I don't know of many other vendors whose footprint chart is as robust as this because I didn't look. I just picked for the most popular one and just grabbed it. That's all. And so I went with that. So if you have a footprint that's just as effective as this one, thumbs up to you. I have absolute nothing but the okay. There we go. Take my hats off to anyone. Most respect to you guys that can read all of this information and still be able to effectively trade with confidence and know that you're okay. Now some would say, hey, my confidence come because of it. You know, well, hey, I think that's okay. Long as it gets you where you want to go. It's really, really important. Me, I'm trying to build a community with traders that just have confidence in what's going to keep happening. That's all. What's going to keep happening? Is it going to keep going or is it going to turn around? Which one is it going to be? And if we can interpret that just based on, I guess, the velocity of the candle, how fast it's going to, move, and say, hey, if you don't touch this mid, there's a chance you might keep going. Now let's see. Let's see. They trying to pull that mid back up. I see this thing heating up. Let's do this because I know the numbers sometimes get in the way. I haven't figured out how to get that to work. All right, so we got some numbers, some big numbers. 499. I guess that's the volume. So the volume kind of changing under there. So let's see what happens. All right, so there's the red bar, and again, you could you can know that just with this mid moving away from that low, you can kind of know that this may end up being that kind of setup. No close back above there, and so let's see what this look like. Let's take a look. All right, so now I guess these auction levels, I believe, is what it's called. I think I colored them cyan. I think that's what I colored the auction levels, and then this is something else. I forgot what that's called. I forgot. I tried to read the manual and try to learn a little bit about what they had going on. But I'm an older fella, so I just like some simple stuff here, just some simple stuff. And I'm trying to help those as beginners. They need to go with something simple. And so, but I do want to show this information too, because some of you guys again are I'm sure using this stuff, and I just want to make sure you're using it the correct way. Don't be taken by these numbers and think that these numbers are essentially the be all to it all, and definitely even this pattern it's not. It's more or less just will they keep going in that direction, and if you can see the speed of the market moving in that direction with a level of efficiency where it's not having a hard time doing it, it's a good chance it'll keep going. That's all. So if it's pushing, and it's not slowing down, there's a chance it'll push some more. So don't stand in front of it. Try not to do that. So got some big dots here. Okay. And again, we got some arrows coming in on this bottom. Let's see if it'll turn around and go up. Let's see. And if it do that, I'll be shocked. I'll just say that. I'll be shocked. I would be shocked because they're definitely at this pivot right here. And I think with them making the trend distance, remember, this is the trend distance. Okay. Let me move some of these arrows out the way. Hold on. Let me get some of these arrows out the way. Remember, the trend came from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6. All right, so this is the trend. All right, and he's supposed to make the trend distance. Let's measure this. Yep, that's about right. All right, so now they pulled up, after making the trend was right here on this bar. They pulled up, and there's the trend distance. All right, so now let's see if it'll stop. Let's see if it'll stop. They're suggesting that something is going on down here in this bottom. I suppose it is. Somebody is willing to buy this turn, but they got a trend right here. So you just got to be careful with that. That's all. Now, again, they could break this. What we don't want to see them do is break this. All right. So now let's see what happens. Let's see if the order flow can turn it back around. Let's see. Let's see. We got two no close levels above us. I really, really want to see what they're going to do with this. They down there in that pivot, we got a no close. I don't like dojis on the back of the turns. I don't like that. Any pullback that have dojis, I'm gonna warn you right now. I probably will do a video on it, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not one that like to take pullbacks with dojis on the back of them. That's me. Now you can take that for whatever you want. I'm an experienced trader, been doing this for years. If I see a doji on my pullback, don't really want to take that one. That's just me. Don't like it. Don't want it there. All right. So, and I can go into details as to why I don't like it, but let's just go with this. I'm gonna give you something simple. A candle is a receipt for your transaction. Where's the body? Where's the candle? Where's the receipt? So that's bothersome to me. I like to know that the transaction went through. I don't like stuff like that. So that's just a simple way of looking at it. There's some other information I can tell you, but that's just a simple way. You get the open, high, low, and close. I know on all them prices, there was some business being done. This is different. So let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. They got the no close here, hard stop here. Let's see what they doing. All right, so footprint lit up here. We're down in that pivot, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see. All right, so here's the no close. No close here, hard stop here. They already dove into that. You didn't need the footprint to know that they could dive into this and turn around. There's the green bar. They did what they supposed to do from this side of the fence. All right, so footprint gonna change colors, at that point, but you didn't need to know that. You already knew that before that showed up, before all I guess the dots and stuff start firing off, you would have known it. So let's see what kind of information we're getting ready to get up here. You can see something going on with this. All right, and so a few more minutes here. We're just going to see what happens. I want you to get a chance to look at this information with the order flow information too. So now again, it can't be both trends. So if they're going to go up, let's say they're going to go up and they're going to hold this uptrend. Well, this trend got to go. It's just as simple as that. There was the entry right here. Now, again, you could have took this pivot if you want. I just try to tell you, just be careful, because if they made the trend, and they did, and you saw it, and they made the distance of the trend, you can't say that they won't keep going. You just don't put that there to say, hey, they won't make it. They could go again. So let's see if they pull up here. I think that they'll kill this doji. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like dojis. Don't like them on my pullbacks at all. None whatsoever. I'll dodge that trade. I promise you, I'll get right out the way of it and let someone else take it. You take that one. I don't want that one. So now you're more than welcome to take your pullbacks with your dojis if you want, but I don't like them. There's another kind of pullback I don't like either, and that's one with big wicks on the back of it. Don't care for them either. So those are just some little tidbits to know from me. I don't like pullbacks with a doji, and I don't like them with a lot of wick on the back of the bar. Now, as you trade, see what I'm talking about when it comes to that. See if I'm making sense. All right, so there's small rejection here. I don't have this working. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have this doji working. I don't. So we may go ahead and get another push up, and then they'll go ahead and run the high. And again, you can pause the video, look at the order flow stuff when they go into these patterns, see what happens. And again, this is a lot of information to process versus just looking at the price action setup that I'm showing you. Look at that information by itself and know, hey, you shouldn't get past here if this is going to happen. But if you're wanting to use this information in conjunction, again, it's totally acceptable. And I definitely understand you wanting to do so. If you're someone that can process this stuff, and that's the thing, you got to make sure you don't go adding more content to the chart if you're already having problems understanding what's been given to you. And that's the platform itself. They gave you the data. Of course, you're paying for it. They didn't give it to you. You're paying for it. And of course, your platform, if you are a NinjaTrader user, you're paying for the platform, whether you're leasing it, buying it, you're paying for all of this information So please make sure that you understand this before you go grabbing this stuff and trying to make sense of it, you know. So understand the candlesticks, the chart that they're giving you. If you notice, I've been doing this whole series on these candlesticks, you know, with this universal price action method. It's just been the candlesticks. That's it. You know, okay. But for the, I guess for the last video in this playlist, just for now, we're going to add in this order flow right at the tail end of it here, so you can kind of look at it through the eyes of this as well as this. And I can honestly tell you, it's really important to make sure you understand what they gave you first. That's my main point. Understand what they've already provided you, because that's important. It wouldn't make sense to go and add in more information and you're already having a hard time processing what's here. All right. So that's really important. It's 3:54 here. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to tie this up just a bit. I just really want to give you a chance to see whether or not we can get past here, or will we roll past here. I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes here. Hopefully this, again, is informative. Hopefully you'll find it of some use. I'm not, again, making or poking fun at anyone's trading style or methodology, however they trade. I'm not poking fun at it. I just really want to stress the point to you. The simplicity of trading is necessary if you're not getting the results that you need. You have to go back to the fundamentals, the basics of how it needs to be done, and then layer in all the other information that you like. All right. So if you like you know, these kinds of tools, if you like, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter, harmonic patterns, whatever you like, add it to your trading. Just make sure you understand this first. Okay, just understand the simplicity of it first and then move from there, because if you're a beginner trader, that's what's necessary. Now if you've been doing this for years and you're not profitable yet, that's what's necessary. It's best that you go back to the basics, then, you know, go and reestablish whatever it is that you were hoping to accomplish with the tools that you were using. All right. So that's my main goal, is to try to center your focus. Take this one pattern, take this trend, take this market structure, you know, and then look at your tools and see if it makes sense when price get there. If price make it to that price level that I'm telling you is important, and you see your tools telling you, hey, this should work, take the trade. Take the trade. But at least you'll know why it's working, and that it really don't have to be so dependent on this information here. Because remember, before they made the footprint chart and the order flow dots and all of this big trade stuff, all you had was these candlesticks. You know, so try to understand, people were making millions and billions of dollars before they came with this information. Before they had electronic trading, people were making a lot of money, and it had nothing to do with some footprint chart and, you know, all these bubbles and book maps and all. It didn't have anything to do with that kind of content. So be glad that we have that flexibility to be able to see, I guess, a little bit of what's behind it, but at the same time, make sure you trade sensibly and be responsible with your trading enough to say, hey, I understand why price is moving. And it's not something that I can't explain. It's something that I can explain to you. I can't tell you what every what every number on this chart is, you know, I can't tell you. I'm be honest, I couldn't tell you why all of these numbers is up here. I can go read the study guide to it, and I'm still not going to be able to tell you. So just this is better for me. Yeah, for somebody else, you know, you can go and say, hey, you know, if the delta is this, delta is that, and you know, it should do this. I commend you. Take my hat off to you. Much respect for you to remember and recall all of that content. I'm not someone that can do that. I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. I'm not that guy. Only numbers I like is the ones that I count, you know, and put in my pocket. I don't like these ones up here. So, but I got it. And again, I think it's a remarkable tool. I will say, you know, if it's information you want, they got it. I'm telling you, they got it. They definitely nailed it. So let's see if they can break through here. 3 more minutes, just 3 more minutes. Let's see if they can break through here. And again, looking at all of this information down here, is they able to tell us something that we may already not know? We know they don't supposed to close above here. They ran up there and then they got rejected. We know they don't supposed to go past this bar. Is it telling us it's going to go right now? Let's see. We're getting a lot of green off this bottom. Well, we got some red dots still forming in here. Let's see if we gonna get that break. I told you it's I don't like dojis, but I mean that's the price level. It's the price. It's the price setup. So it's working. Evidently, it pulled up to it and it turned them back around. So let's see if they're going to go through here. I just don't like dojis, and I don't like big wicks on the back of my pullbacks. But evidently, this one is going to I guess reward someone for being short here. Let's see if it'll break through this bottom. Couple more minutes here, and then I'm gonna let you go. I guess. Okay, now we're getting some red going on down here on the bottom of this. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. I could tell you something about them coming back. I could tell you that. I can honestly tell you there was a reason why they came back. You know, and it's a reason why. Now, whether or not they'll blow this, I do think they will. But I know, regardless of whether they would have blew it or not, if they would have went up, I still would know that they was going to come back possibly before they blew this high, based on what's in this turn. Now, if you can figure that out, go comb through your charts, and if you can figure that out, you can keep it. But I knew that they'll revisit this pullback if it's going to continue higher. I knew they'll come back into it before they blow that high. I'll say that. Need to know information. You need to know some of this stuff, but start here with the basics. Start with the basics. All right. They were going to come back and visit this pullback before they officially move up if they were going to stay up. I'll tell you that. Let's see, can they get through it? Let's see. And that's why I tell you, like, you have to make sure you back up just a little bit, just a little bit. You don't want them to set a whole nother trend on you, but sometimes you can take this out, just don't take that out. All right, so let's see. Let's see if they're gonna bust. Yep, there you go. Bust right through it. All right, so I wish you all the best with your trading. There's 4 o'clock for you. Again, there's the price action information. I wish you all the best with your trading. I'll be sure to drop this in the universal price action playlist here. So if you're not viewing this on YouTube, you're more than welcome to come here. Where is the playlist? Let me blow this up just a bit. It will be located right here in the universal price action method. If you win, it's this. Okay, so you can definitely click on that and go ahead and play it and take a look at all this information. I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.